John McCain is running for president largely on his biography as a war hero. Then why is it he opposes every piece of legislation designed to help his former comrades in arms? Let's look at his record. In 2005, Senator Daniel Akaka, chairman of the Veterans Affairs Committee, introduced legislation to increase veterans' medical care by $2.8 billion and another bill to provide $10 million for readjustment counseling services to ease readjustment back into society. This program was started for Vietnam vets, and it helped John McCain. But he voted against both bills. In 2006, Okaka requested $1.5 billion for veterans' medical care and $430 million for the Department of Veterans Affairs for outpatient care and treatment of veterans. Again, McCain voted against both bills. In 2005 and 2006, Senator Stabenow of Michigan proposed legislation that would have indexed veterans' health care benefits to take into account the annual changes in inflation and the number of veterans. She proposed paying for the indexing by restoring the pre-2001 tax rate for incomes over $1 million and closing some corporate tax loopholes. Guess how millionaire McCain with his 7 houses voted? In early 2006, Senator Dodd of Connecticut proposed an amendment for funding to shore up the collapsing infrastructure at veterans hospitals around the country. Guess how McCain voted? In February 2006, Senator Reid of Rhode Island sponsored a bill to provide life-saving equipment for troops in in Iraq and Afghanistan to be paid for by rolling back capital gains tax cuts. McCain voted no. 2 other bills should be noted. The Homes for Heroes Act, introduced in April 2007, would have helped provide housing for low-income veterans and helped tackle the major problem of homelessness among veterans. The House overwhelmingly approved it. It died in the Senate. Guess who didn't vote for it? Oh, by the way, the bill was introduced by Senator Barack Obama. The post-9/11 Veterans Educational Assistance Act of 2007, introduced by Senator Jim Webb, himself a Vietnam vet, restored the World War II GI Bill for current vets. Guess who didn't vote for it? At a town meeting in Denver in July, McCain stated that he has received every award from every veterans organization. His words, they are a lie. The Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America, the IAVA, the country's largest Iraq veterans group, looked at 155 Senate votes since September 11, 2001, on legislation that, quote, affected troops, veterans, or military families, unquote. It then awarded each senator a grade by comparing his or her votes to IAVA's view of what constituted effective support for active troops, veterans, and their families. No senator received an A grade, unfortunately. 13 senators, all Democrats, happens, received an A minus. The worst grade received by a Senate Democrat was higher than the best grade granted to a Republican. Obama got a B+. McCain received a D. In fact, IAVA founder and executive director Paul Rieckhoff says that, quote, there has been no bigger obstacle to passage of the GI Bill than Senator McCain. Even though he'd now like to claim credit for it, he didn't even show up. He thought it was more important to be in California for a fundraiser, unquote. In 2007, the Disabled American Veterans, the DAV, after surveying McCain's votes on health care issues for its 1.3 million members, gave him only 20%. By contrast, DAV gave 194 Democrats and 7 Republicans a perfect 100%. Even by Republican standards, McCain, his performance stank. McCain obviously never made a friend in his years in the Navy because he seems to hate veterans and opposes anything that will help them. My brother Owen, who is no longer with us, was a psychiatrist who served as a psychiatrist in the United States Navy during the Korean War. When Jimmy Carter was nominated for president, I told Owen I was voting for him. I was not going to vote for a president who had pardoned a criminal like Nixon. Owen said in conversation to me that Carter would be the greater disaster. From his professional observations, he had concluded that graduates of the United States Naval Academy at Annapolis tended to be arrogant, narrow-minded, bigoted, and elitist, trained to rule the peasantry known as enlisted men. McCain fits Owen's profile. He is elitist. He cares nothing for the peasants who served under him. Owen turned out to be right about Carter. He would have been right about McCain.